Well, joining us now is Mark McCann, who's a former stock car racer, now has a YouTube channel on all things cars. You know loads about this, Mark.
Mark McCann had already amazed people by rebuilding his Bugatti Veyron after buying it in damaged condition. But he was not finished yet. Once the work was complete, he took the famous supercar back to Mansory, the luxury company known for creating some of the world's boldest custom cars. What happened inside Mansory left fans talking and wondering what would come next for the rebuilt Veyron. Could this visit change the car forever? What unexpected surprise was waiting for Mark? Join us as we uncover everything. The disassembled hypercar nobody could fix. British YouTuber Mark McCann recently made one of the boldest automotive purchases in YouTube history after buying a Mansory-modified Bugatti Veyron for approximately $1.22 million. However, this was not a simple purchase of a ready-to-drive hypercar. The vehicle came with a major challenge that made the deal extremely unusual. The Bugatti had been sitting disassembled across two different garages for at least 3 years, and despite previous attempts, nobody had successfully managed to put the car back together. The vehicle's story began as a standard Bugatti Veyron before receiving a major transformation. In 2008, it was modified by Mansory with the goal of making it resemble the rare pur sang model. The conversion included extensive carbon fiber additions and other exterior changes, with the work estimated to have cost more than $444,000. Because of this, the car now sits in a difficult position when it comes to value. It is not a genuine pur sang model, but it is also no longer a standard factory-spec Veyron. This creates a unique challenge when trying to determine its true worth. McCann did not discover this rare project through a normal public listing. Instead, he found the car through connections within the supercar world. This private route explains why the vehicle managed to avoid attention from many other well-known car YouTubers who often search for unusual and valuable automobiles. When Mark first went to inspect the Bugatti in person, he discovered just how serious the situation was. The hypercar was not simply damaged or unfinished. It was physically separated into two parts, with pieces stored in different locations. The list of problems facing the Veyron is extensive. One of the biggest issues is the need for a complete gearbox replacement, which alone represents a major financial challenge. The vehicle also has timing problems, missing hardware, damaged aluminum body panels, and an interior that has deteriorated over time and now requires restoration. Another major concern involves the carbon fiber parts. While the car was designed with a heavy focus on carbon fiber styling, some sections that appear to be carbon fiber are actually vinyl wrap. The wrap is also in poor condition, meaning additional work will be needed to restore the vehicle's appearance and return it to a proper standard. To handle this complicated restoration, McCann is trusting Furlongers, a specialist workshop known for its experience with Bugatti vehicles. The company's reputation is so strong that its service stamps are considered to carry similar importance to those from official Bugatti service centers. This makes them one of the few options capable of taking on a project of this level and complexity. Early estimates show that restoring the Bugatti will require a significant amount of money. The gearbox repair alone is expected to be a major expense, while the complete restoration could cost between $315,000 and $375,000. However, the situation could become even more expensive if every damaged or missing component requires replacement. In the worst-case scenario, the total restoration bill could rise as high as $750,000. The financial side of this purchase makes the decision even more risky. If McCann spends the maximum estimated amount on repairs and restoration, his total investment could reach around $1.9 million. At that level, he would theoretically only break even based on the current market value of standard Bugatti Veyrons. The biggest question is whether the Mansory modifications will increase the car's value or create another challenge. Some collectors may see the custom work as a rare and desirable upgrade that makes the Veyron more special. Others may view the modifications as aftermarket changes that reduce the car's authenticity compared to an original factory model. This uncertainty makes McCann's purchase a serious gamble. He did not simply buy an expensive hypercar. He bought a complicated restoration project involving one of the most advanced vehicles ever created. The success of the investment depends on whether the finished Bugatti can regain its value and whether the unique Mansory conversion becomes a selling point rather than a disadvantage. Mark McCann's Mansory Bugatti Veyron restoration journey. For Mark McCann, restoring a rare Mansory Bugatti Veyron became more than just a personal car project. It also became valuable content for his YouTube channel, which has around 800,000 subscribers. By documenting the entire restoration process, McCann created entertainment that could help balance the huge costs involved in bringing the damaged hypercar back to life. The videos showing the restoration of such an exotic machine gave the project another level of value. Instead of being only a costly repair job, the rebuild became a major content opportunity. The attention surrounding the car could potentially help turn what looked like a risky purchase into a worthwhile entertainment investment. However, the final outcome of the project remained uncertain. The restored Veyron could become the cheapest Pursang in the world, or it could serve as a warning about the challenges of taking on a damaged hypercar project. After spending years working to bring the vehicle back into proper condition, McCann decided there was one important thing left to do. He wanted to take the car back to the company that originally transformed it and find out what they thought of his work. The man who had personally worked on fixing the Mansory Bugatti Veyron wanted to hear the opinion of the people behind the original design. He returned the car to Mansory to see their reaction and even managed to have Mr. Mansory himself inspect the vehicle. This was a major moment for McCann because he had invested a huge amount of time, effort, and energy into restoring the car. After facing countless challenges during the rebuild, he wanted to know whether his work would impress the person responsible for creating the original Mansory version. Mark McCann is widely known as someone with a deep passion for cars. His impressive $9.5 million supercar collection shows just how serious he is about rare and expensive vehicles. His collection includes some of the most desirable machines in the world, but in recent months, one particular car became the main focus of his YouTube channel. That car was a Mansory Bugatti Veyron with a unique history. The vehicle originally belonged to a Middle Eastern prince before eventually becoming part of McCann's collection. However, buying such a rare hypercar came with major challenges. McCann purchased the car for $1.2 million, but the costs did not stop there. Soon after acquiring it, he discovered that the vehicle required extensive work, with repair bills reaching around $600. The restoration process became a difficult and expensive challenge that required patience, dedication, and careful attention. Over several years, the Veyron was moved between different garages as different specialists worked on the vehicle. The car was not always complete, or even in one piece during this process, making the restoration even more complicated. Every stage of the rebuild presented new problems that needed to be solved. The project was far from simple. Bringing a highly modified hypercar back to its former condition required dealing with several difficult issues. At one point, one particular problem was considered impossible to repair, creating another major obstacle in the journey to complete the build. Despite all these difficulties, McCann continued pushing forward. The restoration required a great deal of commitment, but eventually, the long and challenging project reached completion. After years of work, the Mansory Bugatti Veyron was finally back in shape and ready for its next chapter. However, McCann still wanted one final answer. After investing so much into the vehicle and bringing it back from a difficult condition, he wanted to know what the people at Mansory thought about the finished result. Taking the car back to Mansory was not just a simple visit. It was a chance to receive a professional opinion from the creators of the original transformation. Having Mr. Mansory personally look over the vehicle made the moment even more meaningful. The inspection would reveal whether McCann's hard work had successfully restored the spirit of the original Mansory Bugatti Veyron. After spending years repairing, improving, and rebuilding the machine, this was the reaction he had been waiting for. The journey of this Veyron showed both the excitement and difficulty of owning an extremely rare hypercar. While cars like this represent incredible engineering and luxury, restoring one can involve huge financial costs and complicated problems. For McCann, the project became a combination of passion, patience, and content creation. With hundreds of thousands of viewers following the restoration online, the Mansory Bugatti Veyron became more than just a vehicle. It became a major part of McCann's YouTube journey and a project that showed the reality behind owning one of the world's most exclusive cars. The final verdict from Mansory would determine whether the restoration had truly achieved its goal. After years of work and a massive investment, McCann was ready to find out if his rebuilt hypercar had earned the approval of the company that created it, protecting a rare automotive masterpiece. After completing his tour of Mansory's facilities, Mark McCann had the opportunity to spend personal time with Kourosh Mansory, the founder and CEO of the famous automotive modification company. This private discussion gave McCann the chance to ask important questions about his unique car, especially the issues surrounding its rare, unpainted, polished aluminum exterior. One of the biggest concerns McCann brought up was the cloudy oxidation that had appeared on the bare aluminum surface of the car. Although the vehicle had been polished, the improvement was only temporary. The polished aluminum would look better for a short period, but the cloudy effect would return after only a few hours. This created a challenge because McCann wanted to protect the appearance of the car without changing the special design that made it so unique. During their conversation, McCann explained that he had been thinking about wrapping the car in red as a possible way to hide the oxidation problem. However, Mansory strongly advised against that idea. He believed that changing the exterior would damage the value and character of the vehicle because the car was already a special piece of automotive design. Mansory warned McCann not to cover the original finish because he considered the car to be a masterpiece. In his view, the unique aluminum bodywork was a major part of what made the vehicle valuable and special. Changing that feature could reduce its importance and affect its future value. While Mansory did not support the idea of wrapping the exterior, he was more positive about McCann's plans for the interior. McCann wanted to update the inside of the car with a bright blue color, giving the cabin a fresh and more personal appearance. Mansory approved of this idea and even suggested that orange could also work well as another possible interior color choice. Despite the challenges with the exterior, McCann was extremely grateful for the experience and the advice he received. His visit to Mansory changed the way he viewed the company and its work. Before spending time at the facility, he had his own opinions about the brand, but seeing the process closely gave him a much deeper appreciation for the level of creativity, engineering, and design involved. McCann explained that his perception of Mansory had changed dramatically since beginning his work trip to Germany. He recognized that the company was not simply focused on making cars look different, but was involved in advanced automotive design and customization. Seeing the work being done inside the facilities helped him understand the amount of skill and innovation behind each project. He described Mansory as being at the forefront of designing and customizing cars. For McCann, the visit showed that the company was capable of creating impressive engineering solutions and pushing the limits of vehicle modification. He felt confident and proud knowing that his car was connected to the Mansory name. The experience also gave McCann a stronger sense of trust in the company. After seeing the team's work and understanding their approach, he felt reassured that his vehicle was in the hands of people who understood its importance. The visit allowed him to see the passion and attention to detail that went into creating and maintaining some of the world's most unique cars. However, the question remained about whether Mansory's advice had changed McCann's plans for the vehicle. Although Mansory did not want the car to be wrapped because he believed the original exterior was already spectacular, McCann still needed to find a reliable solution for protecting the bare aluminum surface. McCann explained that the main goal was not to change the appearance of the car, but to find a way to preserve the original material. The oxidation issue still needed to be solved, and the team was exploring different options that could protect the aluminum while keeping the vehicle's special design intact. Several possible solutions were being considered, including anodizing the aluminum, applying a protective lacquer, or using paint protection film, also known as PPF. Each option could potentially help protect the surface, but McCann and his team were not certain whether any of these methods would completely stop the oxidation from returning. Fortunately, there was still an important advantage available to them. Mansory had kept spare panels from the car for 18 years. These extra pieces could provide valuable help as the team searched for the best protection method. Having original spare panels meant they could test possible solutions without risking the existing parts of the vehicle. This gave McCann more confidence as he continued working on the restoration and preservation of the car. Instead of rushing into a major change, he could carefully explore different methods while keeping the original design and value of the vehicle in mind. The conversation with Mansory showed the importance of protecting what makes the car unique. While McCann wanted to solve the oxidation problem and personalize parts of the vehicle, Mansory's advice highlighted the importance of preserving the original features that made it a masterpiece. For McCann, the visit was more than just a stop at a modification facility. It became an opportunity to understand the history, craftsmanship, and engineering behind his car. His experience with Mansory helped him appreciate the vehicle even more and gave him a clearer direction for the next steps in protecting and improving it. From classic Fords to a road-legal tank. In his latest vlog, McCann revealed he is working on a special video showcasing his impressive car collection. While fans wait, there is already plenty to admire. Although his garage may not be the biggest in the United Kingdom, it stands out for its remarkable variety, high value, and unique vehicles, making it one of the country's most impressive collections. Mark's selection of cars is truly eye-catching, with some rare and valuable models included. Among them are the Ford Sport KAs and Ford RS 200s, with each vehicle valued at around $353,085. These cars represent some of the most exciting additions to his collection and show his passion for special and memorable vehicles. In a video released in 2023, Mark also gave viewers a closer look at some of his other purchases. While some cars in his collection are extremely valuable, he also owns more affordable vehicles that still bring plenty of excitement. One example is the Renault 5 GT Turbo, which is valued at around $6,305. However, not every vehicle in Mark's collection is a traditional road car. Some of his choices are much more unusual and adventurous, including the Polaris race buggy, which is worth around $31,527. This vehicle is not just for display either. Mark makes full use of it on the homemade racetrack located at his property. The buggy has become one of the most exciting parts of his collection. Although Mark has admitted that his wife was not completely impressed with it, the vehicle was built specifically for performing backflips, something that created some concern at home, especially after their daughter arrived. Despite this, Mark still enjoys pushing the buggy to its limits and even revealed that he can drive it on 2 wheels. This collection is truly one of a kind, with vehicles that range from classic performance cars to extreme machines built for fun. But perhaps one of the most surprising parts of Mark's collection is not even a car at all. Sitting on the grounds of his home is an actual tank. The tank, valued at around $50,000, adds another unusual element to an already remarkable collection. It is also road legal, meaning it can be driven on public roads as long as it has the necessary insurance. From rare Ford models and affordable classics to race buggies and a road-legal tank, Mark McCann's collection shows his love for vehicles of all kinds. His upcoming vlog promises to give fans an even closer look at the machines that make his collection so unique and impressive. What do you think about Mark McCann? Share your thoughts in the comments. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Before you go, be sure to click on the video shown on your screen.